Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Ray Salvo. I'm an old school bodybuilder. That guy on the left over here that you see here, that's me at 22. At that age, I'd already been working out for 20 years. My mother started me with Jack LaLanne when I was 2 years old. This is me on the right, present day, 2021. Okay, this was during the COVID. Had to stop going to the gym, had to make a home gym, but the one thing, I never quit. I'm gonna go to my website, onesetmax.com. Alright, this is for anyone who wants to get in the condition, lose fat. Notice I didn't say lose weight, okay? Because muscle is weight. People get these things so confused, it's horrifying, okay? Now, we set limits on ourselves with this evil thing like a scale here. Now, unless you're a boxer or an athlete, wrestler or something like that, or you're obese and you got some kind of medical problems, this piece of crap instrument is the number one reason why people fail and when it comes to weight loss, okay? The number one reason. Now, I would suggest you go home and throw this thing in the garbage, because I know everybody out there has one, and they judge everything by their health and fitness by this. This is not an accurate measurement of your health or your fitness condition. Let's talk about goals. When you go to a gym, they ask you, the first question they ask you, well, what's your goal? What's your goal? The average person says, well, I want to lose 20 pounds. I want to lose 30 pounds, okay? Because I'm getting married, or it's the summertime, or, you know, all my friends are doing it, or I'm recently single, or someone said I looked fat, okay? Misled goals, okay? There is no goal. It is a way of life to be healthy and fit, okay? That's what you have to start thinking. You've got to get that into your head. You've got to get that mindset going, okay? If someone asks me, why do I work out? I work out to make everything, and I mean everything, mentally, physically, spiritually, everything in my life easier. That's why I work out, okay? How I look is just a byproduct of that. That's all it is. It's a simple equation. Get it in your head. There is no goal. It is a way of life to be healthy, strong, and to protect yourself against injury and disease. Now, when I work out, and I've trained hundreds of people in my day, it's a personal thing to me. Okay, it's a very personal thing to me. I don't like to share my secrets. I don't like to work out with people. Years ago, I did work out when I was trying to become a, pro body. I make it a very personal thing to me. I make it a very simple thing. You want to keep it simple. It's great to have a workout partner, but anyone else in the world, and it's great to have a trainer too, but anyone else in the world that you have to rely on to be physically fit and healthy is a mistake. Okay? It's a mistake. It's a personal thing. You have to do it yourself. Okay? No outside entities affecting the way you do this. Okay? That's the way it has to be. You're an individual. Don't allow the world around you to be a distraction. Now, people are going to judge. What happens? Somebody says, oh, you look like you're gaining weight. Makes you feel bad. Somebody says, oh, it looks like you lost some weight. Makes you feel good, okay? Don't let these distractions affect you. You think it might be a positive thing. If I tell you that you're beautiful and you look awesome, am I not judging you? Yes, I'm still judging you, okay? For some people, that has a profound effect on both their mental state and their emotional state. You have to forget about the world around you. Okay? It's great to get compliments. It sucks getting insults. But guess what? You can't let it affect you. Because once you let that affect you, in the positive end of it or the negative end of it, you will have to depend on it. Okay? You do not want any dependence from the outside world. Okay? You need to cease to be affected by the movements of the objective world, which means that screw everyone. Okay? I can care two shits about what people think of how I look. Even my loved ones, even the people around me that love me, okay? Because if I place myself in that realm of depending on other people to make me feel good in that way, I will surely fail, and so will you. You have to be totally mentally, emotionally independent. Do not care what people think of you. Do not let it affect you. And I'm not going to make this too complicated, okay? Our eating habits, not so much what we eat is a factor, but how we eat, okay? You got to tone that down. If you're putting on more food on your fork than you can chew, okay? You're eating too much at once, okay? Now, I'm not telling you to starve yourself, but I want you to understand these things all add up, and keep it very simple, okay? It's a very simple thing. Don't hog your food down. It's a simple change. These little simple changes that I'm going to show you are going to change your life, okay? But you have to be conscious of it, okay? You want to take baby bites. Anytime you eat, you want to be relaxed. You want to be calm. Okay? You don't want to rush when you eat. Don't think about your problems when you eat. Sit down in a nice setting. Okay? We Italians, we love to eat. Okay? I happen to be Sicilian. Food, to me, is man's greatest pleasure. I enjoy everything that I eat. I make it a ritual. Okay? Don't make food the enemy. Don't make it complicated. Do not make it complicated. It is a simple equation. Okay? Because if you don't love food, you're never going to be healthy. Because every time you go in that refrigerator or you go out to eat somewhere, you're going to be all confused on what you got to eat. They got all these keto diets and all these things like that. It's all very complicated and very confusing. Now, while you're dining, okay, this is another free tip here, okay? While you're dining, and I'm not going to make it complicated and tell you how you have to chew your food and, you know, you got to let your body absorb the food that you eat. It's not that complicated, okay? I could make it more complicated like everybody else does, but it's just going to make you more confused, okay? This is a simple tip for digestion and absorbing your food, okay? Because this is another reason why we stay hungry all the time, even after we've eaten a lot of food, okay? Aside from chewing your food at least 25 times before you swallow it, okay? Drinking while you dine is the worst thing that you can do. Now, we've learned a lot from nature, okay? We've learned a lot from nature. The biggest and strongest mammals on the planet, humans, are the only animals in the world that drink while they dine, okay? This not only hinders your digestion, okay, and it stops your body from absorbing food, it makes you feel uncomfortable. You know, you get gas, you get what they call bubble guts, okay, and things like that, okay? The next time you go to eat, if you're at a restaurant, do not get a beverage until after you're done. When you're at home, just don't put it on the table. Sit down, relax, chew your food like a human being should chew their food. Now, a lot of things that people overlook, there's a bunch of sports drinks out there, and all these energy drinks, and even protein drinks out there. They're loaded with sugar, they're loaded with calories, okay? Now, comparing this to donuts and Twinkies and things like that, okay, you can obtain so many calories so very quickly from liquids, okay? The best thing to do is go to water, seltzer water, fat-free milk, unsweetened teas, things like that, okay? Water is paramount, okay? You should drink water every single day throughout your day. Our muscles are made up of almost 76% water to begin with. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Carbohydrates. Oh boy, this has been the media and all these diet gurus. They've thrown this word around since the 80s, okay? Now, it's a simple thing. I'm going to split it in half for you, okay? When we eat carbohydrates, our insulin gets spiked. When our insulin is spiked, depending on how rapid it's spiked, it forces our body to store fat and use stored glycogen for energy, okay? When our insulin is spiked very quickly, it forces our body to store fat, okay? Not to mention, it's going to make you more hungry for food, okay? Because it puts your body into a defense mode. Because sugar is a drug, and I mean refined sugar from sugar beet and sugar cane, okay? Not pasta or yams or whole wheat bread and things like that, okay? Now, if you see on this chart that I got, the simple carbs, which spike your insulin quickly, okay? That means you eat these cookies, you drink that Coca-Cola, your insulin's going to be spiked within 20 minutes, okay? On the top, you got yams, you got broccoli, certain pastas, okay? You eat those, it's going to spike your insulin 12 to 15 hours later, okay? Naturally, slowly, the way it should be, okay? Get your carbs mindset on properly, okay? There's no such thing as bad carbs when it comes to the stuff on the top, okay? On the top of this illustration here. Everybody goes on these carb diets and everything. It's just ridiculous how misleading all the information out there is about carbohydrates. Simple thing, just stay away from the refined carbohydrates from sugar beet or sugar cane. Back in the day, we had this food pyramid. I've seen this since first grade school. And back then, the doctors were the only ones on the planet that had this knowledge. And they used to try and tell us about this, and we didn't listen, okay? The food pyramid is very simple, okay? Take a picture of this. The only thing I would disagree with was in the vegetable group, I would pump that up to 6 to 10 servings a day. Other than that, you see on the bottom the pastas, okay, and the breads, okay? Now it says 6 to 11 servings. That's for energy. We need carbohydrates for energy. It's the best way to get energy. Pretty much everything that we eat, even meat, will get stored as sugar in our body, which means glycogen. Okay, and again, I don't want to make this too complicated. If you just stay away from the bad stuff and eat a bunch of this stuff, it's a simple equation. It's such a simple equation. Don't make it complicated. And again, when people eat, all they think about is how they're gonna look. Okay? When I eat, I think about, am I gonna get enough nutrients to fight off disease and sickness, and in case I get injured? Am I gonna have enough energy to make my life easy? That's what I look when I see food. And to me, it's great passion. It's a great loving relationship that I have with food. Until you get into this mindset with food, you will always fail. You have to understand, food is our greatest pleasure. It should be our greatest pleasure. Let's put it that way. I know it's mine. Everybody tries to do everything at once. Okay? It has to become a way of life. It's not a race, for God's sakes. It's not a race. Okay? Everybody, that's why these bodybuilders, they take all these steroids. People do liposuction, okay? And a quick fat tip, okay? Fat tip, okay? That was hard to say. Okay, when we lose fat, we lose it all over our body. So don't let anybody, any of these gimmicks you see on TV or personal trainer, tell you that you could target fat in certain areas, because we can't. Now, it's just that you might have more fat cells, like when a person is chubby and you see their face and they have no fat around their neck. It's just because of the way their fat cells are laid out on their body. When we lose fat, we lose it all over our body at once. Wait to exercise. Don't hit the gym just yet, right away. Because when people join a gym, and even if they get a personal trainer or they go with a friend, okay, they set themselves up to fail because they're not in the right mindset. You could do a lot at home, okay, walking. There's so many portable exercise equipment on the shelves that are very reasonable. A lot of gyms have contracts you're going to have to pay your way out of. Even if the gym doesn't have a contract, you join a gym, people think they join a gym. It's not going to automatically suck you out of your bed and drag you down there to do the workout. Okay, and then if you got a full-time job or 2 different jobs or children, okay, or a spouse or a loved one you have to take care of, joining the gym might not be your best first option, okay? So you don't want to wait on that, all right? And again, when you go to that gym, you're going to be exposed to all these phobias, people watching you. You're going to worry about what people think of you, especially now during the COVID with the germs and catching the virus. Personal trainers are great. I commend them for what they do because they do try and help people. You're going to be relying on a personal trainer when you're not an athlete or an actor, okay, and you're going to get paid to lose 40 pounds in 3 months, okay, because you're making a movie or, go to the Super Bowl or, go to the Olympics. So I frown on people getting personal trainers. I really do, because it's just something else that you have to depend on. This is one of the reasons why most people fail at everything. Is it really that hard to love yourself? You got to give yourself a break. No matter who's watching this video right now on my YouTube channel over here, you have to learn to love yourself first for a number of reasons. Number one, if you don't know how to love yourself properly, and I don't mean like Fabio being conceited and Kim Kardashian or anything like that, I mean genuinely loving yourself and know that this life that we have here is a gift from God. Even if you don't believe in God, you have to believe that it's a gift from your parents at least. Loving yourself is not as hard as you think. You just got to give yourself a break. You got to stop thinking negative thoughts about yourself wherever you are. You got to stop listening to other people if they give you a hard time or if you make mistakes. I believe it was Nelson Mandela, he said it. I never lose. Either I win or I learn. So don't be hard on yourself if things don't work out for you. Don't be hard on yourself if, the people around you are giving you a hard time or being negative towards you. Okay, you have to love yourself at all times, because here's the deal. If you don't know how to love yourself, it will be impossible for you to go out and love someone else. You have to love yourself first. Here's a question for you. Tell me what you think of this. This fella here, he's got a fancy new car. He takes care of it. Ooh, man, he takes care of that car. He'll never go inside that car and smoke. I want you to tell me why he does that like that. Okay, why does he do that? He's got this fancy new car. He shines it up every day. He tells people they gotta wipe their feet off. He never parks around other cars, but he'll never smoke in that car. Okay, so I'm going to give you a second to think about that. This video is pretty long as it is, but I want you to think about that. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you haven't figured it out, he doesn't smoke in that car because he loves that car. Matter of fact, he loves that car more than he loves himself, because he won't smoke in that car in fear of burning his seat or making it smell like cigarettes, but yet he'll suck that nasty carcinogen smoke down his God-given lungs, he won't do it in his car. Because he loves his car and he does not love himself. That's just the bottom line. Think about that. When you look in a mirror, what do you see? And you have to be honest with yourself. You have to be honest with yourself. This is a scenario that people go through, and I'm sure many of you watching this video have seen this scenario. You really got to get a handle on your self-image. You understand? Because, you know, if I got an old car, and, you know, my wife, she tells me to clean it. How come you don't clean it? How come you don't fix it? It's because I don't care about my car. It's just a thing to get me from point A to point B. Okay, I don't care about my car. I've got some old clothing in my closet recently I decided to get rid of. Now, and that's what happens. When you stop caring about something, you want to get rid of it. So you have to, again, you have to change your image of yourself mentally first. And I promise you, all the rest will fall into place. You just have to, whoever you are watching this video, okay, you could be 8 years old to an 80-year-old person, male, female, no matter where you're from, everybody feels the same thing. You have to change your self-image. And I don't mean be conceited and think you're better than other people. You understand? I don't mean that. I mean, look in the mirror and think about how much you care about yourself and how much you want to make yourself better, okay, and more efficient. So this is Ray, the old school bodybuilder. I want to thank you for coming to my YouTube channel. I'm going to ask you to like and subscribe. And this is one of my first videos that I put up here. And you really need to get a handle on this for your own sake. I'm not going to sit here and show you all these pictures of before and after and all these great bodybuilders and show you how big my muscles are and how strong I am, okay? I'm not going to do that. This is about you. You have to understand that. This is about you. Whoever you are watching this video, anywhere in the world, this is about you. Take stock in yourself. Learn to love yourself better.